Again, not much to be happy about after tonight's loss to Arizona State. The University of Utah Utes fall 27 to 19 to the Arizona State Sun Devils. Whew, my goodness, it's been 3 straight weeks of feeling losses. Utah lost 2 weeks ago versus the University of Arizona, then had a bye week, and then they come into tonight and eat another loss, and this is just new territory for us Ute fans. It is a bitter pill to swallow. The receipts are flowing like they should. Totally understand it, but it is rough times in Ute land. And let's talk about this game. It was it was so rough. Cam Rising returns. Cam Rising, star quarterback, returns for the Utah Utes, and Utah still falls 19 to 27. Utah gets the ball on Arizona State's side of the field 7 different times, pushing the ball to the 30 or beyond in the red zone, and fields 19 points out of those 7 possessions that are on Arizona State's side. It's I have no idea what's going on with this team. The red zone woes, it's craziness. So much to talk about. We're going to talk about in this video what this loss means for the Ute program, what the expectations were and now are, and also the future of the program. But first, before anything, let's just look at some of the stats. Look at the stat lines for some of the players. I know that Arizona State, especially Cam Scattaboo, had a great game. The kid is a freaking baller. He's a player and stuff. But let's just take a look at really what went on here. Utah, Arizona State. 27-19. Utah took a lead in the game in the second half. Then Arizona State ripped off a few big runs, took the lead over, and never let up again. Arizona State is now 5-1 in overall record, 2-1 in conference. The Utes 4-2 overall record and 1-2 in conference. Rough. It's very rough. Let's look down here at the Big 12 standings. Texas Tech still 3-0 in the conference. Arizona State now boasts a 2-1 record. And Utah with a 1-2 record. Oh, man, it's going to be hard, maybe even impossible to climb back and compete for the Big 12 championship. This might be it, y'all. Just to be real honest with you, this might be it. Utes do not control their own destiny anymore in the Big 12, even if they were to win out. But the way this team's playing, that seems so unlikely right now. But looking at the stats, let's look at the main stats here. Okay. Bunch of field goals. Look at the first quarter. Utes kick a field goal. Arizona State turns it around, gets a touchdown after converting a fourth down play on that drive. Gets another touchdown. Utes put out a field goal. Finally, Utes scored a touchdown and another field goal. That's just the freaking common story here in Ute land is field goal. Red zone inefficiencies. It's hard to take. It's hard to watch, honestly. It's really painful to watch. Looking at the key players, let's just look at the box score here. Cam Rising, our stud quarterback. We've been waiting for this return for a long time from the hand injury. First possession of the game, he gets rolled up on a little bit. His ankle looks like it's injured. This is the first possession of the game. He doesn't look right. His arm's not his knee's not right. His ankle's not right. His hand's not right. Man, it is rough to watch Cam play. And like as somebody that loves watching Cam play and just has joy for football, it's just not there right now. This is just a tough game. 209 yards passing, 209 yards passing, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Oh, man. I mean, I know that he's just dying over that. 16 completions out of 37. You're looking over on the Arizona State side. Sam Levitt, he went out the first half after a big hit to the ribs, but he still had a fairly decent stat line, pretty efficient, 11 for 18, 154 yards, a touchdown and interception. Really, if you're looking at the game, it was won in the trenches, and Arizona State got it done. Utah put up a fight in the trenches, but Cam Scattaboo totally ran all over Utah, busted a couple huge touchdowns, and won this game. And Arizona State, just like the University of Arizona a couple weeks ago, had physical to Utah. They just beat them in the trenches at the end of the day. And these Scattaboo runs just prove that out. I mean, it's just crazy to see these Arizona teams do that. Historically, they haven't. They've been a little bit more soft, but not this year. Either Arizona and Arizona State are much more physical football teams, or Utah's just simply not this year. And that might be the case. But look at Scadaboo's stat line: 22 carries, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had some catches too, some clutch catches in the game. The guy played a monster game. Kudos to him. Arizona State played their hearts out. I love Kenny Dillingham, what he's doing over there. They're just doing fantastic things. They are a program on the rise. It's clear. Look at their record now. And then on the Ute side, let's look at how the rushing attack performed. So Mekhi Bernard had a great game, 21 rushes, 129 yards, 1 touchdown, a long rush of 23. He was the best player for the Utes on the field, but really he couldn't compensate for the play of Cam Rising. But Cam, the guy's hurt. Again, the knee's hurt, the hand's hurt, his shoulder's been hurt before. He doesn't seem like he's got any mobility or playmaking. It's so hard to watch a star player like Rising, that's such a winner, just go out there and not be able to bring it like he used to. I'm not sure if he's ever going to be able to. I hope so. I hope it's this year still. But man, this was not the game for him. This was probably the worst game that he's had in a Ute uniform. And it cost the Utes. Those 3 interceptions cost the Utes. Utes fall 19-27. Now let's talk about what this means. All right. So what this means for the Ute program, this is a pretty massive loss here. So it's one thing losing to Arizona and being in the Big 12 title hunt, but the fact that you lost this game, it really means that you're essentially eliminated from Big 12 title contention. A lot of things would have to go right. First off, you'd have to win out, which the way the Utes are playing, it just does not look possible or likely. And you need some help from a lot of different places. You don't control your own destiny at all. And so it means the season's probably not going to end the way that Ute fans and a lot of the national media and the Big 12 preseason projections anticipated, where Utah is competing for a Big 12 championship. Not at all. Utah doesn't look like they're that type of team this year. Maybe it's the Cam Rising injury. Maybe it's not. Maybe Utah just never had the team. I don't know. It's kind of wild to say that, but maybe that's just the case. But really, Utah is on the brink. Basically, they're almost done and completely eliminated from Big 12 title condition with 2 losses in conference. I mean, it really have to, something remarkable would have to happen for them to get back into this race. So that's what it means is this season for the Utes is very disappointing and borderline on the fail side right now at 4-2 with the expectations of this team, with the talent that we thought we had on this team too. It is very disappointing, and just straight up, it sucks. It sucks a lot. So really, Big 12 title contention, playoffs, completely really out of the picture. At this point, you're just trying to get bowl eligible. You're 4-2, but you've got so many deficit problems too at the quarterback position and others that you just need to get some wins and try to get bowl eligible. That's the new goal here. And the more pressing issue here is really, what's the future look like? That's what's being talked about in Ute communities right now. Like, okay, you're 4-2 now. You've got 2 Big 12 losses. Do you just roll Isaac Wilson out and make him the starting quarterback in perpetuity? Or do you keep going with Cam Rising and see if he can get hot and you can rip off a bunch of wins? Do you owe it to Cam Rising to do that? Or do you just go with Isaac Wilson and go into the future and try to compete for a Big 12 title next year or in the future? That is the question being asked in Ute communities. It's difficult. My personal take on that is that you let Cam Rising continue to play. If he can play at all, we'll see after this game how his body is. But he has got you 2 Pac-12 titles in the past. And I think the program owes it to Cam to go out there and compete until the Utes lose one more time, a third time, and they're completely out of any kind of contention and mathematically out of everything. Then you hand over to Isaac Wilson. But I just don't think you hand over the keys quite yet. You let Rising play it out and have another loss or 2, and you honor what he's done for the program. And also, if you can, get Wilson in here and there, get him in and get him ready for next year. I don't want to hand over the keys yet to Isaac Wilson unless Cam Rising just can't simply go, guys. Like, it's just not fair to him. He's been too good to this program, and he's much beloved in Ute communities. You owe it to the guy. He's a total baller. He's a winner, and he's a Ute for life. And so that is what we're talking about. It's big existential problems right now in youth communities. Really, is it going to be Isaac Wilson, Cam Rising? We'll see what happens. I would have to think that Coach Whittingham's going to keep playing Cam Rising really until he can't play anymore through injury or other means. So that's what it means. We talked about this game. We talked about how Arizona State's turning things around. They look great. Man, they were projected to finish last in this conference, and they just got this win. Utah was projected to finish first, and they're in the bottom of the pecking order in the Big 12 conference. Shocking results, shocking, but you have to accept it. Receipts are being thrown around, and that's fair and it's acceptable. Hard times in Ute land right now. So, look, that's just where I'm at. It's your boy, Wild Ute. So if you like this video, just being real with you and stuff, real talk here, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Let's have some dialogue about this. I'd love to hear your thoughts too on really where the Utes go from here, what the future looks like for Cam Rising, Isaac Wilson, and this program too. Is Whittingham going to stick around? A lot of questions right now. You've got a good 7-8 days before TCU comes to town and see if you can rebound and get a win, because it's been weeks now since you've got a win. So till then, go Utes. Y'all take care.